Yeah, it's nice
Yeah,
topic. I think we can go for that.
let like we are going for this only. So like I will take the name of the person, and people will like give a brief introduction about this topic one by one. So let's start with the Aryan. Aryan, please continue.
Yeah, sure, sure. So, hello everyone. Our topic is, as said by Abhineet. So I'm not repeating it. I am just want to say that I am agreeing with what Abhineet said, that our course or we can say maximum field in the current era, and it does not give the specialized knowledge about any particular subject, except two or three subjects we have studied, like audit, taxation, and accounting. Except these subjects, we have just brief knowledge about everything. That correctly said by Abhineet also, that if we saw an MBA who have just particular knowledge about finance, HR, or marketing, but we have knowledge of eight subjects we studied in our intermediate syllabus. But even then, MBAs grab opportunities of CAs also, as we can see in the market. But yeah, it is happening in the current scenario because they have limited knowledge, but they have knowledge, they have they have limited knowledge about we have we have limited knowledge about maximum subjects, and they have maximum knowledge about minimum subjects. So they are grabbing the opportunities of CAs. And we can also take examples of any person who is doing his LLB only, and he is master in law, but we have just a brief knowledge of Companies Act or Partnership Act. We have studied in Foundation and LLP Act, and just a brief introduction about it. We can also take example of EIS and SM that we have studied in our intermediate syllabus, but we don't have any idea about what's happening in the market practically, because we have just theoretical knowledge at the intermediate level, and even we have studied the subjects but not practically. And even the in the market, those who are applying those those concepts practically have more idea and have more practical knowledge about it. So, and even we don't think about making career in this technical field as a CA. Maximum of us are preferring to go in audit, taxation, and just teaching field or other kind of. But maximum focus um, is on audit and taxation, as we can see that in generally it is happening in the market. So yeah, I'm yes. So I have the opinion also that yeah, our institute should take some steps so that it may be possible that out of eight subjects, the student should be given an option to specialize in four or five subjects, and not to study all the subjects that traditionally ICI has given us this curriculum. So I think they can revise the syllabus, or they also mm, they also take the opinion of students also and their members, so that better decision came out. Thank you.
I would like to contradict the point that raised by the Aryan, because I saw the many videos of the persons who are graduate from foreign universities like Imperial College London or Harvard. So they say that if you want the knowledge of different field, then go for MBA, because MBA is not for specialization. You get the knowledge of the different fields, and you get to know about the how the organization is working and how the different departments are working. So I think MBA is not for specialization, and they are not specialized on particular thing. And if we talk about CA, so yeah, we get the knowledge of different subject, and after that we can pursue specialization, as a point raised by Aryan about the EISM. So if you love to study EISM, then go for CISA or DISA. So then these are the things that are available for specialization. So I don't think like there's no point of comparing MBA or CA, that they offer there is no specialization in MBA in my opinion. And secondly, in CA they taught different subjects so that you can find your interest. Definitely then you can go for specialization if you want.
But I want to ask that if let's take an example of EISSM, that if any person wants to make career in EISSM, so do you have in your knowledge any one person who want to make career in this subject? Do you have any? I don't think so. You know any person?
There is very sorry to interrupt, but yeah, there's a lots of opportunity for matlab audits of like the person who did CISA. So the opportunities matlab they have, I think, matlab in many countries the demand of person who uh, pursue CISA is very मतलब very क्या कहते हैं उसे, बहुत ज़्यादा स्कोप है इसका, ऐसा नहीं है, मतलब इट्स डिपेंड ऑन द पर्सन दैट लाइक दे इफ दे लव टू स्टडी EISM or something related to system and all, then you definitely go for, and people are doing it. There is no matlab, point on saying that do any person have any interest or not.
Yeah, completely agreed with your point that any person who is just completed his intermediate and then after CA he can go for these courses. But I want to say that the curriculum ICI has settled for intermediate syllabus, that what we have studied in EIS and SM subjects, we did not apply it in practical life because it is just a theory that we have learned the features, importance, advantages, and disadvantages. So I don't think these important advantages and disadvantages can be applied in our practical life. That's my point. Yeah, guys. Anyone, any other person wants to add point? Just please go ahead.
Yes. So my say in this topic is that if you are doing CA, if you are doing CA, then I think you should think of practicing CA also, because what happens is that CA is known in India for its financial knowledge. So if any person wants any financial advice or consultancy, they will go to CA. That's why CA should have a bunch of knowledge. So what happens is that if you're comparing with MBA, so I don't think MBA gets this that much amount of package because of their knowledge. I think they get so much package because of their skills, their presentation skills, their communication. So we should improve our communication skills. Not we should restrict our knowledge. Our knowledge is because I think knowledge cannot go wasted. So what you think is, matlab, that because of CA we have so much knowledge that after qualifying CA we can have career anywhere we want. So we don't have restriction. That's why I think specialization is important, but being a chartered accountant, we should know everything. So that's my point.
Totally agree with the point raised by Anubhav, like because every person and every course is क्या कहते हैं इसे, is defined or it's set in a manner like we cannot say that a person who is doing CA so he don't get matlab, if he's not interested then there's no requirement for him or her to study finance or like any subject that he don't like to study. It's not like that. That's why the course is designed in a manner because we are doing chartered accountancy, and that's the matlab, frame of this course.
Yes, completely agree with Shivangi and Abhinav that actually में it's always like जो दिखता है वो बिकता है. तो same goes with the MBA too. Mint. Okay. Okay, those same goes with the MBA too, because they people become expert in selling their knowledge. And also while appearing for the interview, it's always like you have to market yourself, and it's like you are considered a product, and you have to market yourself. So the better you present yourself, the better there is a chances of you cracking the interview and getting the job. Uh, and also and also i uh, and also I would like to add that the CA people have the tremendous knowledge, but they don't show it to the world. But as there are also certain exceptions, okay, where we see in every field, but it's always like a CA lacks a communication skill, whereas when we go into the MBA school, so they people are much better in the terms of communication skills. Not everywhere, not everywhere, but I feel still people are there. And also people who are doing IIT also go for the IIM or MBA. So means there is something great about it. And also the MBA people, because they are good at marketing, so there is always a chance of getting them highly paid. Talking about the starting salary, uh, and also chances of them getting landing into a big corporate uh, is easier for them. Means I'm not knowing the topic what actually it is, but it's from the discussion only I make out ki you are discussing CA versus MBA, right?
Okay, okay. Completely
Hello.
okay. Completely. Yeah, Pooja, you are audible. And
Nahi,
the
Aryan,
topic,
I have joined it late, so it's like ki there was a network
yeah,
problem
yeah,
with me. So this is what I'm able to make out from what all you people were discussing.
yeah, yeah. It's completely okay. But topic is not CA versus MPA. Topic is that CA is the syllabus of CA intermediate. That particularly intermediate is making us more. It is not making a specialization in any particular field, but give a brief knowledge about every aspect. That's the
But
topic for today.
but it's like everywhere, na? Like you are saying that CA has much vast topic, but same goes with the MBA too. Oh, but yes, MBA can be done in much lesser time. But when you have a time and you want to get into that specialization, and then you prefer CA, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So my take in this topic is कि what the amount of the amount of study a CA student goes through, being it intermediate or finals, after studying so much, even then, if we can find out what should we do, or what is our passion, or which subject we are pursuing, then there is an issue with the syllabus. Because I am very sure that matlab, no CA in the long run actually practices more than two or three subjects. They're always specialization. They always work in tax, or they do audit, or sometimes they do costing as well. But I don't think any CAs knows a subject, but both subject equally. I'm not sure that a CA practicing CA is expert in tax as well as audit, or as well as law, or as well as accounts. He can be specialized in only one. So my take is in here is that if you're a qualified CA, you should at least be specialized in at least one subject. I'm not saying that you should be knowing all the subjects that you were taught in the final syllabus, but you should at least know one subject in which you're going to work in the future. So my point is here that I don't think the syllabus provides us that, provides the opportunity of choosing the specialized subject which we are supposed to work on. Someone here also gave the point of DISA CISA, but I don't think that after qualifying CA, look, sometimes somebody needs to do a CISA or DISA, because I don't think for doing a degree as CISA and TISA, the degree of CA is required. Any BCom or MBA can also do a CISA DISA. I don't think us having chartered accountancy degree give us any edge over any other participant who is not a CA in a course like CISA. So that's my point. We don't have specialization.
Then you can also add points, please.
I think mostly points are covered already. Said by Shivangi and Saurabh, CA course already ICA provided a specific core subject area in which they give in-depth knowledge to everyone. So I think the core subject area must be strong, and in mid-size form, if a client come to give his other problems or other solution he require, then he has a bit amount of knowledge, then he can give advise him normally. So I think ICI is already good at his syllabus, because something like required by the any CA student, which is provided by in the core area already. And in any kind of specialization, there is always a different department or different course is already made by the government of India, or policies are made by the government, including CA, CMA, CS, and any other CFA, etc. All the international courses are already provided by the any other faculties or any other institutions. So I think every specialization is given by any other person, so no need to include everything in a single course. That's all from my side.
One more point, like Aryan said, like in intermediate syllabus we don't have to study so much subject. So I don't understand one thing, like before matlab, without studying subject, then how we find our interest? Like if I don't know about the, like, audit is a subject, then if I don't study audit, then how would I know that I'm interested in that subject?
Actually, I'm going to answer that. In intermediate subject, everything should be there. I have no problem with the intermediate syllabus. Everything is right. You said that how can we decide what we like without studying the subject? That's why intermediate subject, everything should be there. But in finals, I think that there is lot of things that you don't require in the long run. That's my point. Because after intermediate, you can actually make changes to specialize in finals, not in intermediate, but in finals.
Yeah, Binav, Prateek, Mansi, you can also add your points if you have any.
So I want to add a point that in CA intermediate, I think Abnit was right, because in CA intermediate, all the subjects should be there, because you have to study first to make specialization. But I also think, because we are as chartered accountant, we should know everything. So my specialization in one or two subject is okay, but we should know all the subjects. There can be a way that if a person is required to study 8 subjects, then he can specialize in 2 subjects or 3 subjects. But he should study, I think, all 8 subjects in deep, because in future, if you are practicing chartered accountant, then you don't know when knowledge will come to work for you. So I don't think you should exclude the subjects if you're not specialized in the subject. I think you should study, and I agree that if we can get specialization in 2 or 3 subjects, but I don't think you should exclude the other subjects. You should study that also. So that was my point.
I think it depends upon the type of working environment you are getting. Like if you are going in big firms, they prefer specialization. But if you will go for the mid-sized firms, they prefer the like exposure of different fields. So why Big Four used to prefer specialization? Yeah, they are the big organizations. They have more resources. They have more like CH associated with them. They have they have more advantage over the mid-sized firms. No? That's why they are like preferring specialization. But mid-sized firm can't do that. If mid-sized firm will start to preferring specialization, then they will need more CH as a partner or as working there.
Hello, Rishabh, Prateek, Mansi. Do you want to add some points?
No, I don't think I
Hello,
have that much idea.
Hello,
am I audible?
Yeah,
Mansi, you
Mansi
are
is
audible.
audible.
I just joined this channel and got the topic that it is that CA course doesn't provide specialization.
Yeah, it is the topic.
I agree, but at the same time, I don't agree, as we have so many topics, so many fields in this CA line. We can opt for any line we are interested in. Like we can join taxation, we can join costing. It's like a complete bucket of so many things. So whatever we are interested in specific field, we can join that field. So it's a good thing, I guess. Should not criticize it.
I completely agree with Mansi because we have so much subjects and we have knowledge of so much thing. That's why we get so much choices to choose what we want to choose. We can easily try something. We can try audit. If you don't like, we can switch to tax. If you don't like tax, we can switch to finance. So we have so much knowledge that we can switch to other fields that other degree that other students don't have. So I think this is a blessing, I guess. So we don't have to criticize.
Exactly.
I agree.
I agree with Abhinav Mukherjee.
Guys, you don't think that you have to study 8 subjects in your intermediate syllabus and you have to choose just once. And out of these 8 syllabus, you don't have any practical knowledge about any subjects, and you don't know how the firms work practically. And you have to choose a particular field, and you are making your career in that particular field. Then how can you make your career without knowing it practically?
Bro, I think that's
Uh,
what articleship is there, and it's not compulsory that for every theory you need practical also. Like I have one wild example, like we study physics, chemistry, and biology also in science. So it's not compulsory that all the practicals which are there in biology we need to do that.
But
And whatever the thing compulsory for our career growth. So I think that kind of knowledge is given during the period of articleship. So I think at that point of time we get enough knowledge about that.
yeah, you said that we have
Superbly
also
said.
studied physics. You said that we have studied physics, chemistry, and biology, and we are not applying it practically, right? Then the same question I want to ask, that we have studied 8 subjects and we are not applying all the 8 subjects in the practical life. Then why should we study 8 subjects? We can also go for 2 or 3 subjects. Wait. We can also study 2, 3, or 4 subjects, and we will practically try these subjects, explore these fields if we want to make the career in them. And out of those 3 or 4 subjects, we can choose a particular field which we like practically, and then we can make the career in that. Then why should we study 8 subjects?
Because the
I
thing is that there are only 2-3 subjects we need to focus upon, because those 2-3 subjects are interlinked with each other. Like without like the knowledge of accounts is also applied in law, and the knowledge of law is also applied in audit. So we need to consider all the aspects, and the SM subjects will be valuable for the audit also. So it's not like that for studying only by studying only 2-3 subjects we can get the knowledge of whole subject. Like for getting the thorough information about one subject, we need to take the other subjects also in consideration.
and second thing is
I
that
think
I don't think we can do audit without doing accounts, without doing tax, without doing laws. So audit is interconnected, na? We have to study finance deeply. We have to study financial accounts deeply. We have to study tax deeply to understand the financial statements of the company. So I think audit is a very broad subject. So we have to have a knowledge of all of the subjects to do audit in the company. So I also think because audit is what is auditing, checking the accuracy of the books. So if you don't know how the books are prepared, or we don't think know how tax is calculated, how can we audit that? So that's my point.
Yeah, and one more thing, like I don't know much about internal audit, but yeah, I heard it from many seniors. Like they said that in internal audit, you see the whole process of the company, and for that, you definitely require the knowledge of all these subjects. So there is no point in saying that why we study all the subjects, because all the subjects are interconnected, and all the subjects are required in anyhow in some manner we need to apply those subjects.
Yeah, completely agreed with your points that audit is the subjects that we have for studying audit. We have the we have required the knowledge of other subjects also. They are completely agreed. But I want to say that audit is the only subject in which we have to we are required to have knowledge of other subjects also. Other than audit, in case of law or law, accounting, taxation, we don't require any specific knowledge of other subjects. They are just a brief intro of these subjects. Like if we study accounting, then we have just 2-3 sections required to study from law. Then after we can do any chapter of accounting. So I think only the audit subject, there is only audit subject which is require the knowledge of other subjects also. There is no any linking in any other subject.
No, bro, it's not like that. Like, if you will study EIS, so there are some things which you need to apply in practical life also. Like when you are doing anything, so like concepts like that chapter, the e-commerce and all. So those knowledge you need to apply while you are while you are a CS, what you will say,
Why did I do it?
professional. When you are CA professional, so you need to have that knowledge. Like without that knowledge, you will not be a successful CA. That's what I am trying to say.
When you are studying financial management, and when you are going through the financials of the company, then you require the knowledge of accounts, you require the knowledge of law, and you require every subject knowledge to study about that company. So that's simply that.
I
So
think
if
one
Guys,
change could be.
hold on. Guys, hold on. Let
interruption,
Chavi also speak. She
everyone
want to speak.
participant speak. I think every participant have to speak. Don't make it debate.
Okay.
Yeah, correct.
So it is like a group discussion. Like we have to contradict each other.
No, we have to just present our views. Nobody will contradict you.
Okay, and there's like no length limit for that.
So yeah, definitely. But our session is for till 10 p.m. from 9 to 10.
Okay.
There is no need of contradicting. Just
Hmm.
what you feel regarding the topic.
Okay, so shall I?
Yeah,
Shall
we are waiting for the same.
okay. So the topic is that CA course doesn't provide specialization, which I feel that it is partly false because, like as we see, no other profession in India is equipped with that much knowledge of auditing and taxation as a CA does. But like we see in intermediate, there are 11 subjects that we study, like 10 10 subjects that we study, but we are just getting specialized for only 2 subjects and not all the subjects. So in that sense, this topic makes sense that we are not getting specialized in every subject that we study, but only 2 subjects. But I think that is necessary for our career. So I won't say that it is wrong that we are not getting specialized in other subjects, because if we do, we we might have so much lengthy syllabus which like it would be more tough to cover for all the students. So yeah, that's my point. What happened? Everyone is so silent. Yeah.
Yeah. We have all the participants have heard you,
Hmm.
and I want to say that other participants who did not speak, came, please come and take the initiative. The one is NA. He is messaging but not speaking. You can please.
If any will speak, then also we will not be able to understand now because he is a panda. So that language I don't think anyone knows.
Yeah, okay.
So one thing which I found missing in CA course is like the other professional courses which are available in our country, like CS and CWA. So those courses generally focuses on one subject. Like we will see that out of 8 papers, 4 and 5 papers are of law only, and in that CMA course, so in that main focus is on cost accounting. But this
So
thing I
that
think
what happens in our course too now. Then how it is different?
अरे बोलने दो रुको. So I think in our course that is not that much because our main focus is on auditing and
That
all.
is that is
जितने
most in our course, yaar. Why are you
अरे
getting so much confused?
बोलने तो दो गरीब को. So I was saying that,
हाँ,
like,
I can contradict, yeah. You can't speak
yeah,
anything.
yeah. Me too. Me too. Me too. I'm also waiting for the same. Yeah, Rishabh,
Hello?
नहीं तो
continue.
पहले कॉन्ट्रडिक्ट करो, मैं बाद में बोलूंगा.
No, no, no. Yeah, please continue.
Yeah, so I was saying that this thing is not, I think, there in CA course because for auditing we have only one subject. For law we have one subject. For accounts we can say we have two subjects like accounts and advanced account. But there is not primary focus on one particular subject. Like it would be very good like if we had 3 to 4 subjects on auditing only. Like they had just created separate branch of auditing, and in accounts also we had separate branch. So they could have just created different branch like whatever is the main focus of CA, and after being a professional, whichever thing we require the most, I think they could have focused upon that so that it could have gone into the brains, into the blood vessels also. Like when we study CS, so like law is totally in our blood, so I think that thing is better in other courses which CA lack.
Are you a CS student?
No, I'm not.
No, I'm asking, are you a company secretary student?
I am pursuing B.Ed. I'm none of these 3 courses.
Oh,
Guys,
okay.
focus on the topic. We are recording the session.
Okay, sorry.
So, I think Rishabh was correct in some sense because in company secretary, that I am not a company secretary student, but I have seen the syllabus, and the syllabus is more much into law. So they study more law and some of the other things. So I also think if we are doing audit also or tax only, then we should or accounts we should study more of audit and less of I think EISSM. That I think, matlab, I don't think EISSM is more important to us. So we can study internal audit also in intermediate because we if we do articleship, there is a field called internal audit also. So I think audit can be a main subject as others can be a part subjects. So I agree with Rishabh in this.
Yeah, but the institute has to think about every aspect, every aspect for as a student also and as a member of ICI member also. That we can see that EIS, SM, and the audit in group two. These are the two subjects in which maximum of the students get failed. So if they make 2 subjects in intermediate syllabus and then definitely one audit to part one and part two, if we can say, then definitely one subject will be in group one and group two, other will be in group two. Then how can any student can expect to pass in this subject that he is not even passing in only in one subject of audit? Then how can he handle the pressure of these 2 subjects? And considering that there are 2 subjects also like law and EISSM, which are also theoretical subjects, so these are also difficult for him. And for the same, the institute is not making the audit subject as 2 subjects, and he just want a person as an article to understand the practical aspect in their articleship, and then after they also making the student aware about the audit subject in deeply in the final syllabus, that we can say that there is advanced auditing and we have knowledge about it. So I don't think they should they are not making specialization in the field of audit.
So that's time also what I'm saying, trying to say. in intermediate level, one should be able to study all things like audit or tax or accounts, for example, or financial management. But in finals, there should be specific subjects for specific set of lines. Like if you are want to specialize in audit, then there should be subjects like internal audit, forensic audit, these type of subjects. If you are want to pursue more in accounts, then you should be well versed with Ind AS, IFRS, and these type of things. And if you are if you want to specialize in financial management, then you should be learning about more about financial management. But if you want, my point is here that if I want to make my career in financial management, then why should I study accounts or why should I study SCMP? Because it has no connection at all. So that's my point.
I would like to disagree with this. I think like the inclusion of these subjects makes our course, like our CA course, the most difficult course in this commerce stream. So, and like we all know that because we are studying so much subjects and with this so much depth, because of that only, like people say we are not only meant for doing jobs, we can open a business and we can set up our profession. So, and even our income is also accessible in this PGVP head. So primarily we are not meant for doing job, but yeah, that's it.
Abhinav earlier mentioned that if you want to go for specialization, it's not like that you ignore the other subject, because if you're doing specialization also, then you may require the knowledge of other subjects also. So it's not like that ki exclude the other subjects and go just for one subject only.
So
Not
that's why
I'm
he has
saying
said
that
that फाइनल में होना चाहिए, इंटर में नहीं.
हाँ वही चीज कि इंटर में पढ़ाओ सब कुछ, फाइनल्स में थोड़ा स्पेशलाइजेशन लगाओ. इंटर में सही है, इंटर में पढ़ने दो, इग्नोर नहीं कर रहा है कोई किसी.
Yeah. So now I think this topic is over. So guys, please conclude it. Then after we can do any other thing.
I think that this topic, like CA course doesn't provide specialization. It is like partly true, but not completely true. As like all we know that we are so much specialized with the knowledge of taxation and auditing, so we can't deny that fact. So I think it is partly correct.
So in my opinion, that CA course is that much vast that I think they provide specialization in all 8 subjects. So I think they don't provide specialization is not correct. I think they provide specialization in every subject. So that's my point.
I'm basically the jack of all trades. And also to conclude, in long term, you just don't need a degree. Means it turns out to be a piece of paper. Because at the time of appearing for interview, the minimum qualification they will ask for is the CA degree. So everyone is eligible. For example, if there is a vacancy in XYZ organization, so the minimum qualification they will ask is the CA. So everybody, to the the minimum requirement for applying to that job is CA. So while appearing for the interview, everyone will be a CA. So you need the additional skills like your communication skills, and also you need to be good at the public speaking and speaking. Communication skills helps you making your brand value. And when it comes to building your brand value, um, we can also think of LinkedIn. So when it comes to LinkedIn, so they say ki networking is your net worth. Sorry, what you say? Network is your net
Network is
worth.
your net worth.
Network is your net worth. Net worth, so the more people you know and the more goodwill you make, the more people you connect. So it's like when you build a good relationship with lot of people, so that is also important for you to get a job or to build your brand value. So that is also important. Then we should also remember that means I used to say that ki, okay, once I'll get job I will not study more, but now I realize that ki, knowledge is a continuous process. So you cannot say that ki, okay, once you get the job then you should stop studying. And you should upskill yourself every time, matlab every day, not every time but every day. Every day, so upskilling is also important. And last but not the least, I would like to add is that uh, getting the work is something that is much more important when you want to get into the higher position. So and also negotiation when it comes to the salary, that is also important. And when somebody is hiring you, so they want to know what value you will be adding to the organization or what will you be bringing to the table. So it's that important. So these four things that I have mentioned is what is more important.
Yeah, it is a great conclusion. I just want to conclude that Abhinav has said, I'm agreeing with that, that ICA can make such syllabus that at the level of intermediate, students should study all the subjects so that he have knowledge about every subject, and he can make his career he want to make, in which he want to make. And at the level of final, as he at the final level he has already gone through the articleship period in any particular domain, or any general domain also, he can also go for that. So at the level of final, he should have the option to specify in the particular field in which he has taken his articleship. So it may be the option for students at the final level. It is the conclusion from my side.
And I also think that ISI is going that way because the evolution of ISCA. In the old course there was ISCA, and in the new course there are six new papers. So that is an optional, that is elective. So that ISI also going on the specialization thing. That's why it introduced the elective thing. So I think that ISI also thinks in the same way. So
Yeah.
that's my conclusion from my side. Thank you.
Yeah, they are including the elective paper also. And one more thing, that in the recent international conference, they said that they are also making the final papers. As we know that there are only four papers in which they 30 marks of MCQs. So they also want to make more MCQ pattern question papers or open book question papers, so that the learning part or the grabbing part will be reduced to an extent. Guys, anyone want to conclude? Then they can, or I think it is concluded.
Yeah, I think now only Mansi and Saurav is left. So if you want to conclude, you can also give your points.
I think I'm going with Abhineet Mukherjee and Rishabh, and as Pooja have said that, and Rishabh also, that every subject has its own specialization. Every 8 subjects has its own specialization. So we get specialization in CA course, and that's it.
Yeah, Saurav. So now you can teach history.
Have I heard it rightly?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay. So
right.
guys, please,
Yeah, correct, correct.
guys, please let me speak. So guys, like I'm going to conclude, and we are going to upload this session on the YouTube, so that it may be helpful for the other people, those who wants to join the GD. So guys, thank you. And yes, जो भी YouTube पर देखें, they can like the video, share the video, and subscribe our channel. Also, they can join us on the Telegram by searching @CSL. So basically, after concluding the GD, we will go to the feedback round, but we are not going to record the feedback round. We are not going to record the feedback round. We will just limit our recording till the session right now, till right now. So what we like, I will give some brief information about the GD, and we are conducting it from the last 1.5 year. And we are successfully conducting it, and more than 1.6k people have joined us, and mostly are from the course. And but we are also having a lot of the people from other backgrounds also. If you are doing if you are engineers, and if you are doing UPSC preparation, and if you are also engineers, and few one or two people are from MBA MBBS background, or MBA people are here. So we are conducting it regularly on at 9 p.m. every day, and we used to discuss, like you have seen today, how we are discussing the topic, and we used to discuss several topics. They are from the like political background, they may be from the financial background, they can be anything, any kinds of the topic may be there. And yes, like voice chat is always open 24 into 7 hours. We You can discuss anything on the voice chat, like you can discuss the issues related to your articles, if your study. You can like discuss anything. You can like take guidance from your juniors, or like you can juniors or seniors, or you can also give them guidance. So yeah, that's the brief info about our this group. And yes, thank you.